Hi dear students, in last video we discussed about the introductory part of the chapter why do we fall ill, and we discussed about what is health and what are the factors affecting health and what is disease free, and also about the types of disease based on duration. Right, and today we are going to discuss about the types of disease based on occurrence and spread. So here you can see the types of diseases. So these two we already discussed, that is acute and chronic diseases, and this is based on duration or the severity. Yeah, and non-infectious and infectious disease which we are going to discuss today, and this is based on the occurrence and spread. Okay, now we will discuss these diseases in detail. So first one, again we will revise it, that is acute disease, which already discussed. That means the disease which lasts in a body for a short period of time. Okay, that means it is also known as short-term disease, and it will not cause any drastic changes in the patient's body. Okay, as it is very short time, it will remain in a body for very short period of time. So examples are cough, cold, common cold, etc. And here you can see the common cold, yeah, the virus. So common cold has actually no cure, and they can live for hours outside the body. Okay, so what are the symptoms for it? So the person will be having fever. We all might have experienced this, right? So aches, body pain, then chills, that means shivering, tiredness. So these are some of the symptoms of common cold. Then typhoid, what is typhoid? It's also an acute disease. So the Salmonella typhi is the bacteria which cause typhoid. So please make a note of it in your notebook. Salmonella typhi causes typhoid. So name the bacteria which cause typhoid. It is Salmonella typhi. So here you can see the common symptoms seen in a patient, that is loss of appetite, abdominal cramps, that is pain, diarrhea, loose motion, fever, nausea, that means feeling like vomiting, yeah, then vomiting. So these are some of the symptoms of typhoid. Then we'll discuss about chronic diseases. So chronic diseases are the diseases which last in a body for a long period of time. So as the disease will remain in a body for a long period of time, definitely it will bring changes in that body. So drastic changes, or that by seeing that patient itself, that person itself will come to know that that patient is having some diseases. So drastic effect on the health. So one example is given here. So many other examples are like diabetes, blood pressure, cancer, and all is there. And one example is also like elephantiasis, mand. Okay, you can see the patient's leg will be looking like elephant's leg. Yeah, it is actually caused by a worm, filarial worm, and it is also known as filariasis. Then comes tuberculosis. It's also a chronic disease, tuberculosis or TB. Okay, so the bacteria which cause tuberculosis is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Please make a note of it. Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes tuberculosis or TB, and it mainly affects the lungs. So name the disease which affect the lungs. Can give an example, tuberculosis. So the droplets from a cough or a sneeze by an infected person, it will spread to a healthy person. Then here you can see the picture of a skin cancer on face. Then comes to the infectious or non-infectious diseases. So first we'll see about infectious disease, or it is also known as communicable disease. Okay, so from that word itself it's clear, right? Infectious, infecting somebody. Okay, or communicable, communicating, that means spreading from one person to another. So diseases which spread from an infected person to a healthy person is known as infectious disease or communicable disease. So how it spread? It can spread through air, water, food, vector, So what is vector? So there are some organisms like insects and all which act as a carrier for the disease. Okay, so those diseases are known as vector-borne diseases. Okay, so diseases can be carried from a person, infected person to a healthy person through vectors also. Then physical contact or through sexual contacts. So sexual contact disease and all we already learned in 8th standard, sexually transmitted disease like AIDS. Right, then here you can see some of the examples of infectious disease, that is common cold, chicken pox, measles, typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, malaria and AIDS. Actually malaria and all is a vector-borne disease. So this is all about infectious disease or communicable disease which will spread from a infected person to a healthy person. Now here you can see the non-infectious disease or non-communicable disease, just opposite of infectious disease. That means the disease which will not spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So some of the examples like beriberi, rickets, scurvy, night blindness, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure. So these are some of the examples of infectious disease, non-infectious disease or non-communicable diseases. Now we will discuss about the causes of diseases. So what are the reasons for the diseases? Okay, so first is pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoans or worms. So what are pathogens? So disease causing organisms are known as pathogens. Please make a note of it. What are pathogens? Disease causing microorganisms or organisms are known as pathogens. Okay, so this can be a cause of diseases. What is the second causes of diseases? Genetic disorder. Genetic disorder or congenital diseases. That means by birth itself, some babies will be having certain genetic disorders in them. So those diseases can be called as congenital diseases. Congenital, genetic. Yes, related, the disease related to genetics. Yeah, so congenital diseases or genetic disorders. Then environmental pollution. Definitely nowadays the amount of pollution is increasing day by day. Definitely it will lead to certain diseases like skin problem, allergies, asthma. So it can also act as causes of diseases. Then malfunctioning of body parts. Yeah, if certain body parts is not functioning properly, definitely it will lead to diseases. Then poor health and undernourishment. It's maybe the reason, like poverty may be the reason for it. That means if a child or if any person is not getting enough food or a balanced diet, definitely there will be malnutrition, right? Then definitely it will lead to the disease which you already learned in your lower class. What are the diseases which is caused if you are not getting a balanced diet? Yeah. Yes, it is the deficiency diseases. So poor health and undernourishment will definitely lead to diseases, especially the deficiency diseases. So these all are the causes of diseases. Okay, and the causes of diseases can be like immediate cause and contributory causes. So what do you mean by immediate cause and contributory cause? For example, so here you can see these are the pathogens which is entering to a body. Yeah, all the time it is not necessary that these viruses or pathogens will be entering. Okay, but these like malfunctioning of the body parts, poor health or poor condition, may be genetic disorder, this will be there already in the body too, right? So we will imagine two babies are there. So the two babies are given water in a bottle. Same water in the bottle is being given to, same water in two bottles given to two babies, and one among them is suffering from loose motion after drinking the water. So what may be the reason? So the reason may be like the immediate cause. What may be the reason for that baby to get the loose motion? The immediate cause of the disease may be the viruses causing diarrhea which entered to that baby's body. Yeah, so that virus can act as immediate cause of the disease. But the same water is being drank by the other child. That child didn't get the disease. Maybe that the child is very healthy, was able to fight against that virus, and that baby didn't get the loose motion, right? But this child, immediate cause, virus is entered, but already before drinking that water itself, the baby was not that much fit enough and was very weak because of poor nourishment, and was not able to fight against that virus. So these all factors in the body which was existing added on to the immediate cause, that is along with viruses. At the end, the result was that the baby was suffering from loose motion. So there can be the causes like immediate cause and contributory cause. Okay, so this is all about the causes of diseases. Now we need to study about the infectious agents, which will be discussed in the next video. Thank you.